Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm Petra Skelton, and welcome to Bonfire for the Lost. Yeah, that was a little bit more energetic than usual. I'm joined by some wonderful players here, and but before we get into introducing everybody, I'm just gonna I'm gonna introduce everybody first, then we'll go through our sponsors. So, I'm Petra Skelton, she, they. I'm very happy to be running this game. It's an absolute delight. So everybody, if everybody intern, when I call your name, say who you are, your pronouns, and another fact. So starting with you, Aubrey.
Hello, I'm Aubrey. My pronouns are she, her, and fun fact about ourselves, I guess. I went to school for special effects makeup. Woohoo!
Jesse.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jesse. I go by he, him pronouns. And a fun fact about me is that I am taking notes, which means I might remember more things than I typically do during a session.
B.
Oh, it's so hard to unmute oneself. Hello, all. Be Zelda here. They, them pronouns. A fun fact. I once went skydiving like 6 years ago, and it went horribly wrong, and I almost died. Fun fact.
Okay.
We'll have to get that story later.
I didn't go tandem. For some reason, there was like a weird misunderstanding, and like I signed all the right papers, but you really shouldn't go skydiving for the first time when you don't go tandem with somebody else. And they just let me go on my own, and the radio stopped working as I was descending from the sky, so I had to land on my own. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I landed in a pile of cows, knocked myself out because I got dragged on the ground because I couldn't land properly. But I survived.
Well, now I have to. Okay, I have to follow that up with
Fear
this
unlocked.
game. Damn. Okay, so thank you very much, B. Damn. Dani.
Hi. Hi, I'm Dani. My pronouns are she, they. I'm playing Aotunde, and fun fact about me, I will never go skydiving.
Fair.
Good follow-up.
Excellent. Okay, so let's go through all those wonderful people that made it possible for us to do this today. So, starting off with, we'd like to thank Mikhail Artoria of Artoria Designs, who creates beautiful dice boxes. Please visit him on Instagram. The link is in the chat. Illuminagents is a comedy web series that weaves real conspiracy theories into its sci-fi short form episodes. Shot in Toronto, this indie production will leave you laughing and questioning reality at the same time. Watch season 1, which includes the musical finale episode, for free on Sika.tv. Orc.style is an adults-only fantasy fetish fashion brand for all of you orc-loving monster huggers out there. Orc-style shirts, underwear, and accessories are sure to drop your intelligence and increase your confidence by 10 points. Orc-style's expert tusk enchanters infuse the spirits of great orcs, trolls, ogres, and goblins into magical tusks that'll transform the common human into a fierce monster. Martlet Games is a collective of TTRPG veterans ready to work for you, from tabletop RPG development to actual play production. They've contributed to various Storyteller Vault titles and sponsor channels like us to keep the World of Darkness a haven for those with stories to tell. Visit their link in the chat to explore their world. They can help you create yours. Roll for Adventure. Adventure Dice is your Canadian source for dice, role-playing game accessories, and other tabletop gaming goodies. Many of the items on their site are handcrafted in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. Hey, I know that place. And finally, last but not least, Demiplane. Demiplane is a wonderful VTT platform that offers a great way to view some of your favorite RPG books in a condensed fashion that makes it a little easier to peruse rules than ripping through a book by itself. We're very excited to work with them, and yeah, otherwise, let's get to it. So before we fully get into what's happening now and the mess y'all have put yourselves in. Who wants to sum up what happened last time? And if nobody volunteers, I'll pick one of you.
Could you perhaps pick the person who took the impeccable notes?
I definitely can. Thanks for suggesting that. Jesse!
We're phoning a friend. By that would mean we're throwing the friend in front of the bus.
Here I go. Through an unusual set of circumstances, 4 vampires all happened into the same building at the same time when a particular Ventru decided that done had enough and decided to make it a game. And we are now in what I assume to be a labyrinth of trauma that we have to either endure or go up and kill that guy so that we can escape. Oh, and we are on the 3rd floor, and there is a terrifying monster heading right towards us.
Yep.
With our only exit locked behind us.
Yeah, that's very true. To be fair, you don't know that it's a monster, it's just a large shape in the darkness that you can't quite perceive. That typically means it could be a friend. Who knows?
Sounds
Is
like
it-
shaped. I don't know
It
why.
better start speaking up quickly. That saying friendly things like, "Hi, I'm not here to harm you."
But
If it had a mouth, it could.
We don't know that it doesn't.
this is a good point. Always things you want to hear in a vampire game.
Yep.
So, Dani, Iotunde was trying that door. As you all stand in the hallway that's ever darkening, the shadow creature that stands opposite from you, illuminated only by the phosphorescent paint. Iotunde's working at the door, desperately trying to make it open. The creature itself has lowered itself into a crouch, looking like it's preparing to lunge forward. When you all hear the unmistakable sound of a click as the door opens under Iotunde's hands.
I got it.
Okay,
Oh, we should go.
Go, please.
So do you all rush through the door?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I will be the last, sort of trying to get them all behind me, as I'm hopefully going to the last one through the door, so I can just pull it behind us real quick.
Well, that sounds to me like that's going to be a dexterity and athletics roll.
Yep.
And just
Dexterity.
as a reminder to everybody, your hunger is currently 1. You're good otherwise. At least for now. We'll see. It might get worse.
Is that a roll from all of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
I bet I thought that was only for Morgan. What was that again?
Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll have Morgan do the first roll, and that'll determine whether or not I need the rest of you to do so.
That's
Cool.
fair. Me. I'm pretty good on this. Is a pretty good roll for me. So
Okay.
let's hope.
Let's hope.
I'm sitting at 4 successes right now.
Okay.
I'm going to burn a willpower to reroll these last 3 dice to see if I can push it a little further.
Okay.
And we're of the willpower refreshes top of every session.
Yes.
Cool.
Even if it's not a fresh night, I'm not going to be that mean to all of you.
God, could you imagine?
With that reroll, it pushes it up to 6 successes.
Oh, fantastic. So that's in excess of the amount of people you're trying to get through that door. So we're gonna say that's more than enough to be able to do it. So as you say, Morgan rushes everybody through and then bars the door. Is the intent to bar it? Okay.
Yes.
As you do that, as all of you rush through, and I'm assuming nobody wants to like stay here, make
No.
friends.
Nah,
No, we're going up. So
correct.
I
Yeah.
say bye.
No.
no.
As you rush through and the door is slammed shut, there's this sound, and you're all expecting an impact of it hitting the wall. You're expecting the wall to shake, the firmament beneath you to just kind of feel that weight. Morgan, as it hits, you feel it for a second, but then it's like a wave crashing against a mountain wall in the way that it hits and dissipates. And then there's nothing, just silence on the other side of that door.
I'm not going to risk it too much, so I'm going to turn to everybody else and just gesture for them to keep going.
Yeah.
So you're currently in the opposing stairwell from the one that you came up.
Okay.
Now, would anybody, if, as a reminder, everybody, I'm not going to be so cruel as to expect everybody to remember every little detail. When you first came up here, one of you noticed that the door was previously ajar, it was slammed shut, and there was the sound of running behind it.
Mm-hmm.
We're not alone here.
And also, additionally, y'all found a MRE wrapper that was by the door. So, does anybody want to try and do some kind of test to try and see if there's any more evidence of whoever this was?
I'd like to snoop around, investigate.
Okay, sounds good
I'd
to me.
also like to snoop around, investigate.
Fantastic.
Wits investigate or intelligence investigate?
What's better for you?
Wits.
Go with wits.
6.
Both are the same for me, which is not good.
Neither of your characters really seem like the sort that are like super intellectual about the way of looking for stuff. So it makes sense to me that wits would apply to this.
Getting low to the ground, kind of like feeling the earth, licking a wall, really thinking about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Where you go low, Ayotunde is like looking like up. Like they're like
Perfect.
1, 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me know what you get.
2 successes and
Okay.
nothing interesting on my hungry dice.
Just a reminder, my memory is so poor. It's a D10 reroll?
Yes, it's a
Okay.
D10. Multiple D10s, in fact.
Multiple D10s.
All of the ones that would count for your wits and your investigation.
Yes, and remember to keep one as your hunger die.
It's very funny you mentioned
As
that.
the hungry dice.
Hungry dice. It's gonna sit with me for a while now. I'm gonna need dice with teeth in them, I think, soon.
Absolutely. Those can be
Yes.
found somewhere. I don't know where, but they can be found.
I've seen them. They exist.
If there are dice with little ducks in them, there's for sure teeth dice.
I sure did get a 1 on the hungry dice.
What were your other successes?
Did you?
I got 2.
Okay.
I got 2.
What was the difficulty on that? Because
Yeah, you might want like if you have 3 dice that you could re-roll, you could spend a willpower and re-roll 3 of those dice.
I would suggest it.
Yeah.
otherwise, that's not the only monster that we're going to be running away from.
I would like to do that. I would like to do that. Okay.
You
So
re-roll the failures, basically.
Oh, okay.
As long as
Including
it's
the hunger
not
dice?
your no.
Oh, okay. Okay, here we go.
The hungry dice. That's gotta
Okay,
be
so
how I
that
say it.
is
Yes.
that is 1 more success, so 3 success.
Oh, okay, perfect. That's all you needed. I was finding that really funny that one of you got 2 successes and the other person got 2 successes and maybe a
Possible
failure.
Teamwork.
I was like, this is going to be a simple roll. No.
Honestly, it was just to encourage us to get up the stairs faster.
Yeah. So your Ayotunde's, you said looking straight up, yes?
Yeah, they like covering the higher ground essentially when they say as they're looking like at the lower stuff.
So you're looking straight up. And this is one of those stairwells where there's that little gap between the stairs. So you can actually see up quite a bit.
Hmm.
As you're looking up, you see concrete, you see metal railing, and you see two eyes looking down at you.
Oh. Did you run away earlier? That wasn't very cool.
Who do you speak with?
Oh, I
What the
speak with the two eyes in the topper floors.
If I look up, do I also see the eyes, or have they?
You still see them.
Yes, we see them.
Mm-hmm.
As just a clarifying question, Adze, are you still invisible?
Haha, probably, yeah.
So
Right?
fair.
It's my comfort space, you know?
Yeah.
I don't like to be
How-
perceived.
How there's a polite way to ask this. How human does everybody look?
I'm at humanity 5, so probably not incredibly.
Okay. So you look, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Jesse?
He doesn't look like.
Yeah.
That sure was an answer.
Just a bunch of monsters, all of us.
I am at humanity 6. But I have this thin blood flaw that I mentioned before
Mhm.
previous session called
Mhm.
Twilight Presence, which means everybody's uncomfortable around me and nobody likes me except other thin bloods. And it's bad enough that I lose social die pools.
That's amazing.
So, just so everybody knows and can possibly wonder what whoever this is, sees looking down at you, they see 4 figures that look not like they've, say, abandoned their humanity, but are on the rougher end of that spectrum.
It's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, and one of you isn't even there. Can you actually do another rouse check for me just to make sure you can keep that going for a bit?
Absolutely.
I also forgot to mention for Aotunde, they seem human enough, but they have a flaw. So
Glad this isn't a social game.
it's so great. So it feels like, despite their little smiley appearance, it feels like there's something unbelievably wrong with them. Is the best way to put it.
I feel like because of the smiley disposition, you have to believe there is something wrong with them. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why are you so happy? Really, honestly, it's the worst thing about you.
I feel like that feels like a Setite flaw that genuinely feels like you're too good of a salesman.
Yeah.
Oh, it's making everybody else uncomfy.
How did that rouse check go?
So I believe the rouse check was like a 1d10, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, I got a 6.
Yeah, okay.
That is
You're
a
good then.
pass. Yes.
Yeah, you did fine. So you're still invisible. Not
Okay,
a
good.
problem. You didn't just suddenly fade right back into being in front
Oh,
of
that'd be
me.
so awkward.
Yeah, I know, right? So this figure looking down, these pair of eyes, now that all of you have been pointed out where they are, you can all see them clearly. They're small. Not like in animals, but like someone who's younger. And as they watch you, it's only when any of you make a move towards the stairs to start moving upwards that they immediately disappear. And you hear the sound of sneakers on concrete, that slight squeak audible.
Is
And
it a
echoing down to you.
similar squeak that we heard from running away from the door, potentially?
Yes.
Interesting.
So, do all of you start traveling up?
Yeah.
AOTD will make a point as they're like looking up and they hear this like the squeaking like going away. They make a note of like, oh, they closed the door.
Ooh.
So the two
The eyes.
yeah, so the eyes, their shoes, they're like not
Their
very good.
shoes have closed the door.
The shoes close the door, yeah.
Oh, very well. That news is neutral. We should continue.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way to go is up.
We could go back, but that wouldn't be very good.
Strange question. Nothing about the eyes seems familiar to me, does it?
Oh,
You'd have to have gotten a better look.
Yeah.
But that's a really good question. So, is everybody beginning to travel up as they talk?
Begin the ascent again.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Well, bring up the rear.
As you do that, you notice that there's more and more of that graffiti that's against the walls of the stairwell. Repeated themes of candles. No, it's interesting because the candle is drawn in all different shapes and forms. There's no one symbol that's implemented here. Some are votives, others are the kind you would find held at a what's it called? A vigil.
Awake. Yes.
A vigil or awake. And at one point, as you continue going up, I'd say, is your intent to just keep following the stairs up as long as you can, basically?
I think
Uh,
so, yeah.
we are going to floor
13.
5.
Oh, 5.
We're
What
going
was
to
on
the
5
fifth-
again? Yes.
A name of a place belonging to kindling.
So that is 2 floors up.
Mm-hmm.
As you reach that point, the graffiti grows denser and denser. It seems like somebody, whoever did this, spent some serious time doing this, because there's candle after candle after candle after candle after candle. The oddest thing about it is that, can everybody roll their humanity for me?
Just all dice that is our humanity.
Yes.
Understood.
Okay.
Thank you. No hunger dice for this one then?
No, not for this one. This isn't speaking to that part of you.
I have 3 successes.
3 successes.
3 successes as well.
Cool. And Dani?
A 6 is 6 and up, right?
Yep, 6 and
Yeah.
up.
I hate to break the chain. I got 2 successes.
That's fine. So as all of you travel upwards, this graffiti grows more dense around you. You start to feel the warmth from the wall, as if they were actually lit candles. It feels like walking into the sun. And for some of you, that be maybe more of a memory than others, but feels like that brief tingle of the morning sun. And then you're at the door for floor 5. The
Is there
feeling,
anything that stops us from going up from floor 5, or is it like, we can
Yes.
still continue? Cool.
an excellent question. A
Yeah, thank
similar
you.
barricade as to before. However, this time, and seemingly rather hastily done, a couple of the stakes that were pointing upwards on the last one have been wrenched backwards and are now aimed downwards.
Interesting.
The longer
Uh,
you... Oh, sorry.
I have a question. um, bef- before I feel like I'm worried, right? Because these lights are the only thing that's telling us that we need to make sure that we keep going up.
Mhm.
So when they turn off, we know that we need to start moving, right? But I remember when the lights started turning off, the candle lights, graffiti glowed, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
I'm curious if we somehow turn off the staircase light, and there was that many candles, I just want to know what it would look like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a way to do this?
Of course I do.
Okay.
I'm not saying this because whatever. So I have checked the trunk, which I have flavored as a giant duffel bag that I have. And what Check the Trunk is that it has very easy access to an armory or a cache of tools and hardware. So, and none of these items can exceed a value available to resource 2. So I have a lot of stuff in this duffel bag. And I would like to see if I have, like, I don't know, I want to go with something silly, honestly, but something that is throwable to hit the lights, the fluorescent lights that are there, to knock them out.
Nails.
Definitely.
A nail, like some sort of nail gun that seems to be probably souped up in some way.
Rigged a little bit.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what? Sure,
Broken.
yeah, definitely. We'll say if you're firing at it, even though it's not a gun, we're going to count the firearm skill for this, if you have it.
I don't. I didn't say I could use all of these things. I just have a lot of things. But I will entertain the idea that I could possibly do this. I have, you said dexterity firearms?
Yeah.
Okay, that's 3 dice.
Okay. We'll say that this is, it's not too far above you because of how the floor works. You know what? I will say this is 2 successes. You get 2 successes, you'll get this.
I've rolled 1 success. So really what happens is that Khalees will dig into a duffel bag, pull out what looks like a tricked out nail gun, and fires at the light, missing completely. And it's just like, why did that happen? Like, everybody's just like, why did they just do that? Because I did not articulate the thoughts that I just had. It was just an urge that I wanted to do. And so I just didn't say anything, and I shot a nail gun at some lights. Sorry, guys.
What is this?
Oh, are you attacking something?
Is there a monster that we don't see?
No. No.
Any reason?
Oh, I was just wondering if the lights were real.
Oh, I question that sometimes. That's okay.
No, I don't think we're questioning the same light.
Oh, I mean, probably not, but in some level, I'm there with you. But you want the light?
I just wanted to see if if the heat of the candle was not just a dream, but real.
So for everybody else, you may have just thought that was a thing only you felt. And that was just vocalized that it was not, in fact.
Is there any kind of just debris, piece of brick or something on the floor?
There are those stakes. Definitely just use one of those if you wanted. And definitely just the debris making up that barricade. So yes.
Would like to because I mean the light isn't incredibly far, you said?
No.
Okay.
As I said, 2 successes. 2 successes will get you there.
Yeah. I just would like to pull something off of that barricade and chuck it at the light.
Okay. You're pulling a She-Ra at this point. Like, people are trying with advanced tools, and you're like, nah!
By
I feel-
advanced, you do mean a a nail gun.
Yes.
Hey, a souped up nail gun, thank you.
I mean, I'm just trying to rock.
I feel like Khalees has already turned away, thinking that it's a silly idea that I just had, and then Morgan just grabs that thing and just chucks it in the background. Like, that is amazing.
Yeah. So is it all still dexterity firearms or
Yeah,
dexterity
like-
melee or?
Well, dexterity because you're not using firearms, so
Yeah.
you don't have to use that. So yeah.
Dexterity melee. Cool. My sleeves get in the way of rolling dice.
The problem with playing vampire is sometimes you dress fancy, and that makes it harder to do the role play stuff.
Yes.
I got my little button up.
Yeah, it is 4 successes to take out
Okay.
that light.
So y'all are probably processing this at this moment, and suddenly there's a loud crash, and the lights go out.
Lights are dead.
But as Khalees anticipated, they don't really go out all the way, because the light from all of those painted candles fills the room with a soft nimbus of light.
Well,
Thought so. I'm sure that's there for a reason.
Could we count how much candles there are and maybe keep that in mind?
there's too many. We do not want to count them. There's
And
repeating pattern.
remember what happens when we spend too long in anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Can I look down like the sort of stairs that we've come up from, and see if any of the graffiti on the walls down there maybe like is showing something different because the lights are off?
So the lights above you for this floor are out because the tubes have been smashed. But the lights for the other floors aren't fully off yet, except for the bottom floor, which you can even see from here. There is no bottom floor. There is the bottom of the sea. There is the void of the abyss. There is just darkness.
Cool.
But on the floors with light, in that border between light and no light, or no light other than the candlelight, you can see that there is a faint glow even from those ones that are inside the still lit area.
The glow continues, so that is on purpose for each one.
Maybe it's like little crumbs to help us find our way back.
Doubtful, but we should continue.
Yes, let's continue.
Who opens the door to the 5th floor?
Not it.
Anthony turns to
Head
Khalees.
empty, no thoughts.
You're just opening? Okay, here we go. So Khalees, you place your hand on the door handle and you move to open it. Khalees, what's the last time you remember feeling welcome somewhere?
Interesting. I would say prior to Khalees's embrace.
Okay.
When they when he was it was like a classroom, and there were all these books, and among all the people were all learned scholars of the subject of that book, or that topic rather. And there's like this excited conversation between everybody, people yes-anding, getting on, hyping each other's ideas up to build something bigger than them from this topic. And Khalees remembers that as being welcome, but into like this being respected enough to be part of the conversation. And the topic is of the properties, the magical kindred properties of blood.
So as Khalees places their hand in this door handle and opens it, as the door opens to the next floor, the scent of books, old volumes, even when you were young, fills your nostrils. At the edge of your hearing, you can almost hear familiar voices that you might have even forgotten. And then the door opens to a floor of this building.
Khalees will linger by the door frame, just like hand on the doorknob, sort of like half in, half out, and looks around, like trying to see something that isn't there, before looking, the face just immediately gets a little disappointed when it's not there, before spinning and turning to everybody. Welcome to Kingling.
I just went and turn around. Ayrton is like in your face because you took too long. And they thought something happened. So it's like you turn around and Ayrton, you're just like there. It's sort of like, hi, did you see something? You like paused for like a couple seconds. That was too long than when you usually pause.
Well, I was worried that there was going to be a trap or something, like something was going to blow up in my face, like kindling. Turns out it might
Yeah.
not be that.
I thought so too. Honestly, when you turn the lights off, I thought the candles were gonna like be the sun, and then it was gonna be bad. But then that didn't happen. So
Oh, right.
I'd like
Sometimes,
to move into the new room.
sometimes I forget that you guys, that you can't walk in the sun.
Oh, you can.
oh, you're sun people. That's cool.
I will pull the door closed behind me as I'm the last one through.
Thank you.
As you do so, you close it. You don't get the same sensoria, but before you can turn around, it's halfway between remembering and hearing something just out of the edge of hearing. You hear brief, heavy breathing. You hear someone yelling, "Morgan, run!" And then nothing.
And so I'm the only one who hears this.
Yep.
And when that happens, there's almost a flinch. The memories. And take a second, let go of the handle, and turn around like nothing has happened.
The floor in front of you, it used to be like the floor you've been on before. But have any of you ever seen a building when it's in construction, like an office building when it's in construction, when the frame is all there of all these different and separate rooms? So it's like that. But The name kindling feels perhaps a little on the nose, because the walls that aren't there because it looks like this floor had a fire. Walls are blackened. Wallpaper is either shredded or just tiny piles of ashes. You see that there are no more paintings of candles, but at the very center, at the very dead center of this, what used to be a floor in an office building, but is almost an amphitheater now, you see a small collection of candles, looking very much like the ones you saw outside.
How many are there?
I'd say like 30, 40, like a large amount, but they're small candles.
Okay.
Can I get everybody to test willpower, resolve, and like basically, yeah, test your willpower.
Oh.
And we're gonna see how you do. Just so everybody knows, this is gonna be 3 success minimum. We're aiming for 3 successes.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's what unspent willpower and 1/3 of humanity, half humanity to round it down. I never remember.
That's a very
That
good
is for your frenzy.
That's that. Yes.
Frenzy.
That's
Okay.
a frenzy check. Cool. If it's
So-
just willpower, it's just straight willpower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Straight willpower, whatever you have unspent.
Thank you, Jesse.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay. Thank you.
Petra, I'm gonna ask such a wild question. The way we filled out the boxes, is it from left or right that indicates how much you have?
So you have the amount that you've left untouched. I
Oh,
believe.
okay. So and that's okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, 2 successes for me.
2 successes. Okay.
I would have had to crit. I only have 4 total willpower, and I've already spent 1.
Oh yeah. No,
My willpower is not great.
Now I hope everybody knows why I was
God.
encouraging some of you to burn some willpower a little earlier.
It's okay. I haven't spent any willpower and I got a 1. So, it's
don't feel
okay
so
if you
bad.
don't feel bad. Because the dice knew I was going to say something. I was curious if I was going to ask a question and then something happened before I could ask.
Yeah.
I got 2 and a 10 on one of my dice.
Okay.
Not my hungry. Did I roll a hungry dice? Was it supposed to be? No. Well then, ignore that one then. 2 successes still.
No worries. And Dani?
Hold on, wait 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Calculating.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes.
Okay, so Dani,
Hola.
Ayutthaya is the only one that doesn't heed this call. Everyone
That person.
else begins to walk towards the center, towards these lit candles. I'm going to go to you in turn, and I need an answer from all 3 of you. How would you greet a friend you haven't seen in years? Describe the body language of that, and starting with Morgan.
Morgan, she always seems to have sort of like this hunched over posture, but her shoulders drop and she doesn't seem to be as hunched, and her body seems to be relaxed, and it's going in for a hug, something that is small but pulling someone close.
Okay.
More of underneath rather than like over.
Okay. And that's how you start approaching these candles. Khalees.
I don't know why, but I think Khalees is imagining a specific person that they haven't seen in a long time and that they want to welcome. And I think the Khalees moves almost shyly, like unsure, before looking coy and almost flirtatious before rushing over.
Okay. And Adze?
They are much more tentative. The movement towards the person they think that they see and haven't seen in so long is kind of like a slow shuffle. And once they are face to them, they reach out to touch their forehead, and wait for the same action to be returned.
Okay. So all of you approach as a friend. Ayotunde, you watch in horror as this is happening. All of these other kindred approaching open flame. And then we're going to call a break. So
God damn it.
we'll be back in about in a little bit, at which point we will resume and pick up exactly what they've gotten themselves into. So see you soon, and thank you. Hi, everybody, we're back. Thank you for enjoying a little bit of a human break and allowing us to do so as well. So just before we jump back in, as a reminder, Vampire the Masquerade is a horror game and a bit of a dark fantasy as well. To this note, we may occasionally deal with themes that you may find difficult. Everybody here has filled out lines and veils and has been refreshed on them at the beginning of the game just to make sure we're all on board. I've even handed out a few warnings just to let everybody know specific things that might be happening in this session. Nobody's going in blind. But if you as a viewer are finding it difficult at any point, for whatever reason, to continue going because of the content or themes we're exploring, I encourage you to step away, take the break you need. This is going to get a VOD, so if you need to skip past the scene, want to revisit it later, that's perfectly fine. Please do so. Always prioritize your health over us just having fun with vampires. Having said that, let's get to some trauma. So, when we last left off, everybody was walking towards, well, not everybody. Everyone except for Ayotunde was walking towards these candles, greeting them as if they were an old friend. This happens for Ayotunde, this happens as if in slow motion. You're watching this happen. You're watching your new friends, maybe is the wrong word, your new acquaintances, your companions, walk towards fire, which doesn't go so well for most vampires. What would you like to do?
That's a good question. So I think the way I picture it is sort of like Aethodis like standing there and they see everyone walking forward a bit, and so they take a couple steps forward and then they realize it's like everybody's going towards the fire, like specifically towards the candles. And in their mind they're like, hold on a second. So out loud they're gonna be like, what's the plan right now? I don't know if there was a plan that was, hey, okay. I know, listen, I know I can be ignored, but like not right now. And they're like gonna like try and, I don't know, they're gonna like rush forward. And I think I remember specifically that Khalees started running towards the candles. Um, um, so I want to try and, I guess, interpose myself in some way, um and say like, I'm not sure what you're seeing, but it's probably something, but whatever it is, I can tell you that it's not real in the sense of reality that is important, so you need to not move anymore. Please.
As you're saying this, the rest of you are not hearing this. You were lost in this moment of a friend that you missed. You are so trapped in this that despite Ayotunde's efforts to urge you to not, you're like a foot away from the candles now. Arms, hands extended.
Can I?
Now, yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna get you to do a roll for me.
Okay, great.
So how would you like to do this? Are you going to physically restrain them? Are you going to try and tackle them down? And remember that your answer may limit how many people you're going to be able to do this to. Somebody might slip through your fingers.
Okay. So, okay. Here's my thought process right now. I thought his first instinct is to physically tackle. But I don't know how well this is gonna work, but in their mind, you can picture that they're reaching out and sort of yelling that hey, if anybody else is around, can you help me? But like out loud, but it looks like they're like, it's one of that thing where it's like they take a step back to launch themselves and it looks like they're looking around as if there are other people there that they see, and then they launch themselves forward to try and tackle all three of them. Actually, oh wait, hold on, wait. No, Anthony wouldn't do that. That's scary. They're just gonna tackle them.
Okay.
I'm still invisible.
You
Yep.
are!
So you can't see one of them. So who are you tackling out of Morgan and Khalees?
Can I like? Are they moving it? Is it like they're moving at like a line? Does it look like, or is it
They're-
at different paces?
The different paces. So they're moving at the paces they previously described, greeting these candles in that manner. So some of them are a little bit more reluctant than others. Khalees was ahead, but then started doing that bit of flirtatious quality of their way of greeting the candles. So has slowed down, and Morgan is getting closer, but Morgan is currently the furthest away of the two you can see. And
Okay. Okay. That changes what I want to do a little bit. I think, okay. How big is the table? I'm asking a lot of questions. I'm so sorry. But how big is the platform that these candles rest on?
So it's the middle of the floor. So it's a pile of candles, basically. Imagine that it's about the size of, with the amount of candles and everything, the way they're stacked together, it's kind of like coffee table size.
Okay. Okay.
I'll give you got only a little bit more to determine what you're gonna do. And then I'm gonna bring it forward what happens.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna I'm gonna tackle Khalees first, but I want to try move in the direction of Morgan, if that makes sense. Like
Okay,
tackle in
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So we're gonna call this a called shot. So this is going to be either dexterity or strength, and brawling, or basically a combat skill that you want to use for this. I think the unarmed one makes the most sense. And your goal is going to be, how many dice do you have for this altogether?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, including hunger.
Okay, so we're going to say that you need 3 successes, and because it's a called shot, this will be a -2, so you will lose 2 successes that you roll.
Okay.
Can you rouse the blood? I might suggest doing that.
That could also work.
I would like to do that.
So roll it. So you get, what's your generation? Most
13.
people, I think I think 13s are 2s. They get the bonus 2 die,
Okay.
and so you get to roll 2 extra die on top of your
1, 2,
pool.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I got this. Okay.
Okay. Give us
Okay.
the roll. Let's see what happens.
And then we can rouse the blood and see if you get hungry after.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That could have been. So I would like to spend a willpower.
Okay.
So I will mark that, and I just re-roll the failures, right?
Up to
Uh,
3.
Except for the hunger die.
Oh, except
Yeah.
for 100, right? Except, okay, 3. Okay.
You roll up to 3 failures.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. That didn't help.
How many successes did you get?
I got 3.
3. So
Minus 2.
yeah, so that is 1.
Can you can't spend another willpower, can you, to reroll willpower? That's what I sure did think.
So Ayutthaya tackles forward to do this, and you do manage to succeed in tackling Khalees because Khalees is not paying attention. But as this impact occurs and you try and angle it, Morgan just like steps around you, like is in a fugue state, still just.
That feels right. I think
Now-
like mid-air, Ayutthaya is like, that's not cool.
Now, can you do a rouse check for me real quick? You roll your hunger die, just your
Mhm.
hunger die. I just want to see if this is going to make you a little hungrier.
That's fine. I got a success.
Okay, then you're good. That's good. That's very good. So, Khalees, you are going to do another willpower check for me right now, and then we're going to get to the other 2. You know that thing where you perfectly establish tension and then you start just doing funny voices? Yeah, me neither.
Get nervously
It
laughing.
adds to the tension. What do you mean?
I got 3 successes.
Fantastic. So, Khalees, you're being held down. It's literally like you are a breath away from this person that you have been missing without even knowing you've been missing them for literal decades, maybe even centuries. And then you're ripped from it. Now, at this point, I am going to get you to check for frenzy.
That's
But
fair.
before we get to that, so you can do your frenzy check, but before we get to the results of that, I want to go to Morgan and Adze. Adze, you stand before a friend. What do they look like?
I think they are short, soft, and have a bright smile and bright eyes.
Okay. Are you reaching to embrace them, to hold their hand?
Reaching to
Okay.
touch their forehead.
So you reach to do that. And as you do this, I'm going to get you to test willpower one more time. You are going to be looking for 3 successes again.
Okay.
And while you do that, before you give me the answer, I'm going to go to Morgan. Morgan, for you, in this wonderful case, I don't have to ask what that person's name would be. So, Jake stands before you. Slightly slumped shoulders, looking tired, but in that sort of wise, knowing sort of way. Do you reach to embrace? what do you do?
Yes, I think the last time I saw him wasn't great. And it's more of an embracing of a, thank God you're okay.
Best willpower for me, please.
Mhm.
And,
Also, I have a merit on my sheet called Tempered Will.
Oh, yes, right.
And I just wanted to see if this counted as a bonus, because this is it's something forcing me to do something against my will. Does this count as like, yeah?
Yeah,
How does that- So yeah, I get to add
absolutely.
2 dice to this.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely. Straight up do that.
Yeah.
And I will tell you both what happens once we know what you both got here.
I got a 3.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Okay.
Nice.
So in this moment, both reaching out softly, reaching out to embrace. Ayutunde, what you see is you see your 2 friends reach out, move to embrace the Morgan doesn't embrace flame. You can't really embrace candles that are small. What you can do is embrace the heat of them. And as both of you succeed on this willpower test, something changes. Each of you remember something you didn't even know you forgot. Might be something small like the name of a neighbor years and years ago. It might be something large like a first time of something. But it's something from your life before being a vampire. And both of you gain 1 dot of humanity.
Oh. Nice.
I mean, that's a big change going from humanity 5 to humanity 6.
As this happens, as you welcome the warmth, as you greet it as a friend, you feel it become a part of you. It's not invasive. It's not forcing its way in. It's you've greeted it as yourself. And you can feel something inside you recoiling from it, something animalistic, something that is afraid of all of you, what you once were.
Mm-hmm.
But for a moment, for right now, that doesn't matter. Police, how did that check for frenzy go?
We're so good, right?
I would like you to know that I just rolled it and pushed my dice aside in the tray. I did not even look at the number that I got. So I actually don't know right now. So I got 3 successes. That's surely enough.
So it is enough. You pull back. There's a part of you that knows you just missed something essential to you. And the moment you see Ayatunde holding you down, that same part of Adze that Adze and Morgan felt recoiling inside of you starts clawing at the walls, just urging you forward. What, to Khalees, does the beast look like? Not as a person, obviously, because it's not a person. What represents that bestial, that monstrous, that side of Khalees that is not them, but is?
I think we described it between the 2 of us as an eye.
Yes.
That was red, that is watching from the stars.
Yeah. So in this moment, as you're looking up at Ayatunde who's holding you, you're looking past Aotunde to this vast thing. There's no ceiling, there's no skyline, there's no clouds, there's no weather. There's just this eye bearing down on you. And then it's gone, and you're fine.
Khalees, probably when Aotunde had him down and was holding him down, he looked beyond Aotunde, breathing harder and harder and harder and harder, like trying to, everything kind of just bearing down on Khalees before they just stop breathing altogether because they don't need to. And says, good job.
I like to note that in Aiden holding you down, they're practically hugging you. Essentially, that version of like holding down is like the second you start like breathing heavily, they like wrap themselves around you, almost like trying to be comforting. Um, and so they're just sort of holding you there, and they say, uh, uh, that's good, that's good. You're cool. Um,
No, you are wonderful. And Khalees will roll over to try and see what happened to the others.
So others, speaking of which, Adze, you are no longer invisible. Can you two describe to me the slight differences in your physicality, in your general demeanor now that that humanity shift has happened? Okay.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the raggedy little Anne Adzi that y'all had previously, if briefly, had seen, if at all, they can stand up a little bit straighter now. They're less akin to like an alley goblin covered in clothing, and now they're like just, you know, an average alley individual covered in clothing. And it really adds a lot of humanity to them being able to straighten up.
You blink again. Morgan.
Muted.
Yes, I am muted. For Morgan, it's hard to tell at first, but there seems to be almost color in her cheeks again. You know, kind of this. Less of this. I live in a basement and I never see the sun kind of pale. To you know, maybe just I live in Seattle and I don't see the sun kind of pale. Mm.
So all of you see this in them.
oh, they're not burning.
Look around. Oh, it was strange.
What has occurred?
I can answer that. Hello, hi, it's me, the other person. You all started walking towards the candle. You might have been seeing something, or maybe something came over you, or maybe you were being like possessed or something. I don't really know. But you all started walking towards it as if like you were seeing somebody, like the way I would walk towards a cat. That's
You
sort
make
of
a
like,
lot of presumptions. Please tell us what
Yes.
has occurred.
you walk towards the
As few
candle
words
and
as
now you're
possible.
different.
Okay.
We are seen, yes? You can see us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Very well.
Oh. You seem cool.
Thank you.
I will help.
And the two of you,
Kalisa.
has nothing occurred to Khalees? I'm like, how are you looking over in your little section of the wall?
Khalees is still on the floor, like half rising up and looking at the change of Adze and Morgan and recognizes what happened. Khalees knows in his heart what change has occurred, and it's difficult to perceive whether or not Khalees is upset because they didn't get a chance to raise their humanity, or furious that such a thing exists.
Ayatoni will help Khalees up as he's like slowly rising.
It's in this moment, as you all stand next to each other in this, as I described, burnt amphitheater of a floor. It feels emptier than before. The candles, you realize, are out. The fires that consumed this floor seem to have extended out from this place. The wax of the candles is melted as if they fully burnt down.
The fluorescent lighting?
No fluorescent lighting.
We should not remain any longer in here. We wish to leave.
Yes, leaving is a good idea.
The thrill of this place no longer remains.
There'll be another thrill in another floor, I'm sure.
Probably.
What did you see? At the other end of the room, a teenager stands in disheveled clothing, hands in the pocket of a hoodie, standing there in sneakers, bright eyes looking out at all of you. What did you see?
Is this person familiar to me?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand very still, like a frightened animal almost, hoping that I can't be seen if I'm standing still.
Softly, I say, I saw an old friend.
Smile at that.
What did you see?
Huh? Oh, I mean, it's a room that obviously burnt down, right?
Mm.
You just all look like you're going through it.
And who do you presume to be?
And 1 second, while the GM does a roll. Okay. Looking at all of you, their eyes kind of scrutinize you for a moment. We're 1 floor up.
Who?
Excuse me?
We're 1 floor up. You guys came here for the asshole upstairs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, my group, we're 1 floor up.
Okay.
Oh.
You were the one that Banner sent, right?
We're all looking around at each other.
Looking at each other.
Like, do you know? Do you not? I don't know.
No, I'm not. I don't know anybody else here. Here for my own reasons.
We are here for ourselves, not for you.
Can I get everybody to roll wits and awareness?
Oh, lordy.
Sure.
Also, optionally, people can instead roll wits investigation, but you'll find
better skill
different
for me.
things out.
It's a better skill for me.
Do that then.
It's one more dice, better. Three successes.
4.
Three.
I have a question.
Yes, I have an answer.
Elise is having a lot of feelings right now, a lot of really big boy feelings.
Mhm.
But he doesn't know how to articulate his big boy feelings because all he's doing is thinking about what he needs to do next. So he's just going to do it and we'll just figure it out from there.
Okay.
So weird.
So I have this formula called Friends List. Now, what Friends List is it allows me to make an intelligence plus alchemy roll to see a silver thread connecting mortals to a vampire that they have some sort of connection with, right? What I would like to do
What's your friends list now?
is I want to hedge my bets. I want to hope that my formula is going to work better than intended,
Okay.
so that I see threads that are not just from mortal to vampire, but maybe the threads from vampire to vampire.
Okay.
Doesn't it? Okay.
Definitely.
I hope that made sense.
Made complete sense.
Okay, so I need, in order to do thin blood alchemy, my alchemy roll is intelligence plus alchemy. That I have to roll that when I drink one of my potions. So I'm going to roll that, and if I roll a 6 or better, it means that the power increases in effect. So
Nice.
that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to get that. So
Okay. I'm genuinely, I am hoping that too.
okay, if not, it's okay. I will be fine with not getting it. So let's see, I have 3 intelligence and my alchemy is, if I remember correctly, also 3, which is 6 dice. I'm going to flex my specialty. I do have alchemy occult. So I want to flex that to give myself an extra die. And then I'm gonna blood surge.
Yeah.
You know, just to give myself that extra dice as well. So that'll be 2 extra dice towards my pool, which will give me 8 dice.
Hell yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2,
Never
3,
go through so much
4.
trauma and really just put your all in the very next thing you do.
I get
This
2
is-
more. Get
This
2 more
is
dice.
the Vampire the Masquerade equivalent of the action surge in D&D moment.
Yeah, it
We're just
is.
like, I'm gonna do this and this and this and this.
We'll
Just
see if it works. I don't know. Maybe I pled my case, you know. But the dice is on my side because messy critical is when the 10 is on the hunger die, or is it just when you get a regular critical? When it's on the hunger die. Okay, so I have 4, 5, 6 successes. I have 3 10s, which that makes it a critical. So that just makes it a regular critical. So
Nice. Still awesome.
okie dokie. Yeah, so that's gonna work. So I'm gonna tell everybody else what they notice, and then we're gonna go to that.
yeah.
So
Everything.
Morgan, you're using investigation, so you're gonna notice some physical stuff. So what you notice is this hoodie has clearly seen some wear, same with their sneakers, but you notice on both the sneakers and the sweater, there's clear in the kind of gloom of this room, there's a slight glow from speckles of spray paint on both the sneakers and the hoodie, as well as a bit on their hands. Adze, you were doing awareness or investigation?
Awareness.
Okay, so you notice it kind of seems like they might be trying to, you know, that thing where a person has just decided that, yeah, you get it. You understand what I'm trying to get you to do. Yeah, cool. So you're getting that. It's like they're treating you as if you're in on the joke, to not put too fine a point on it.
Yeah.
And Ayotunde, you got 2 successes or 1 success?
I thought I got 3. No,
3
it's so fun. I'm pretty sure I got 3.
So you would have gotten very much the same as Adze then. Now, Felice, you start perceiving these connections. And the interesting thing is, as you begin perceiving connections even between vampires, you see that at this point, and as you've already anticipated, you are connected to the other vampires around you. That's not surprising. What is surprising is the threads that bind you. The threads that bind all of you aren't the odd silvery wisps you're used to seeing. Instead, they're these red corded things looking more like the fibrous tissue of muscle than they do any string. As you look at this individual, you see that they're not tied to any of the others in this room, but they are tied to you by a thread who you don't so much see as you feel. Warmth, light. You see that they're connected to whatever's upstairs. Clearly humans from the connections you're seeing. And they kind of, as this all happens in like seconds, they just kind of like rock on their heels. They're like, we going up or?
Anthony like skips forward like they're friends.
Yeah. Lead the way.
Cool. Rough night, eh?
I mean, a little bit. It's probably been rougher.
Yeah. You seen that thing yet?
Which thing? The fat thing or
big.
the other thing?
Well, like it's kind of cheesy, but we've been calling it the figure because we thought it was funny. Yeah, like it doesn't seem to touch the bottom floor, but like, yeah, messed up, right? Nothing compared to what we found up top. You are not ready for this.
What have you found?
No. I'm gonna undersell it. I am going to undersell it. Like you need to see it. Come with me. Let's go do it. Let's go have a little meet and greet. Just as a note, for anybody that hasn't gotten it yet, don't do your weird shit in front of them, please.
What?
Don't do the weird shit. No,
Understood.
like,
no magic tricks.
yeah, you get it. Don't pull
Oh,
a disappearing
invisible.
act.
Oh, we
Yeah.
shall not hide.
Yeah, cool.
Very well.
Just they're jumpy, you know, every reason to be jumpy, right?
Mhm.
Staying in
Especially
this building.
okay, here, and they open the door with a freak, and they urge all of you ahead of them.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, Jesse, you seem like you have a thing you want to say.
Please help us.
Just something you have to share with the class.
Oh, you gotta unmute yourself first before you share your secrets.
I don't want to theorize too much. You know, I want Khalees to make a rational decision right now.
Do you
Uh-huh.
though?
I need Khalees to make a rational decision. I don't know what the rational decision is right now. I cannot tell you, but I think Khalees does. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I do want to say I forgot 2 more things that I needed to do in order to be able to do this friends list thing. I need to rouse my blood once to account for when I had made my potion. I failed that hunger roll.
Oh no.
I had to rouse again in order to be able to trigger the friends list, which I also failed.
So you're
So,
gonna be hunger 3 going up to a group of humans.
Oh my god.
So I'm just letting you know I'm at hunger 3.
None of your weird shit, they say. Oh, yeah.
So that's really important to me to let everybody know that, just everybody knows that going into this whole situation. The other thing I want to point out as well, just because I'm that type of person, if I do make it to hunger 4, the sight of blood, you know, that's gonna upset me.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
good to know.
But I also want to make a rational decision right now because I don't know what those strings mean, those threads mean.
Uh-huh.
I do not know what they mean, and I'm not understanding, but Khalees would know. So I would like to do a wits occult to decipher what I've just learned through all of these strings connecting to everybody in this building.
Okay.
And the length of the strings. I need Khalees to know what this means. So, so now instead of 1 hunger die, I'm rolling 2.
More dice.
Good luck.
So fun. It's so fun.
That's all I'm saying. Good luck is all I'm saying. Let's see. That would be that's a 1 on my hunger die, but I did get 1 success, 2 successes, 3 successes, sorry, 3 successes. But I did get 1. So if I do fail this, I might, get mad.
As everyone else, I'm assuming, begins to move to the stairs.
I'll be the last one out. Like, I will stay at the door until Khalees has gone in front of me.
Okay. So Khalees and you were standing there at this point, and the other person's holding the door open. And Khalees, you start to this it sticks in your mind like a sliver. That binding, that thing that connects all of you. It's not the kind of binding you see anywhere else other than those who are bound not simply by blood born in a person or blood that one holds, but by blood shed. And whether that shed is future is unknown, but it is shed between all of you. I will also note the red binding that stretches up does not go, you can sense it does not stop at the 13th floor. It connects to something above that. So I'll leave you with that.
Man, I am struggling, but I will, can I look at the string that is between all of those people in front of us, the person in front of us and all the humans and stuff like that? Their strings go up, I presume. And the string between me and the vampire very thin, right?
Yep.
Then I will follow that guy.
Okay.
That feels like the most rational decision.
Okay. You will notice that the people that are above, their strings, you can't see any strings extending from them beyond that floor.
Police will shake his head and say, up, up, up. There's no other place to go but up.
You all begin to move up the staircase, and yet again, you're met by a barricade when you reach this next floor. This figure who's guiding you knocks on the door in like a really like, secret knock sort of way. To shave and a haircut. Yeah.
Mm.
And the door opens, and the most stereotypically military dude you've ever seen is standing on the other side of that door. And he like looks ready, and then he sees the figure that's with you and goes, Frankie, you can't just fucking run off, man. And the figure just kind of shrugs. Okay, fuck. Who the fuck are these people? And Frankie just shrugs and walks past. This figure kind of, the big guy looks at all of you. Are you? They're banners. They came because of banners.
Yes, that is our reason.
Shit, sorry. You guys are late.
Mm.
But we're gonna need you. So here, come on in. I gotta lock the door behind you. This shit's gonna get weird.
Oh,
And, yeah, like I said. And do you guys go in?
Yeah.
tentatively.
I still really
Yeah.
shrug and walk in. AJ's probably the
As-
first one in as usual.
With absolute confidence, I am moving forward. Like
Mm.
everything is fine.
Yeah. At some point when we're walking up the stairs, I pulled my hood up. Yet again, mortals, I'm aware of a flaw that I have, and so I am just, hood up, head is a little bit tilted down so that, they don't get the best look at me. But, other than that, yeah, I'm going in.
Okay. As you enter, you see that there are a number of them. There is at least like 12 of these people, all armed in different, like they all have guns. A
Mhm.
couple of them have like, one of them has an actual like fucking sword.
Cool.
Differing levels of equipment. Some of them look from different walks of life. They all look like they came ready to rock. But very much in that like Blade, like 90s kind of sort of way. But your friend from before guides you a little deeper in and just like turns before you reach a door in the middle of the hallway. He goes, okay.
Okay.
So hold on it and like, everybody ready?
No.
Cool.
There it is, LB.
And they open the door, and inside there are like 3 or 4 other people, but they're standing around a corpse. But this corpse that's mostly, it's long dead. Like we're talking long dead. These are mostly just bones and desiccated flesh to the point where it's just like leather. It's not human. It's vast. Limbs long and powerful. Face looking less human, more, I'm not even gonna get you to roll for this, canine. These hunters are all kind of looking at it, not really understand what's going on. A bunch of them are looking at the markings on the floor around it. And your friend, as you all look at this, now standing behind you, says, "It's going to be fucked up when it wakes up, eh?"
Do I recognize it as a lupine?
Yes.
Damn.
Morgan turns away and just
It's dead, though. I will say that. It's clearly dead.
You said the word corpse, which is
Yeah.
even more
But
concerning.
you also said the word wake up.
Uh-huh.
And then looks, are they resurrecting it?
A brief whine of a speaker turning on interrupts you.
Fuck.
You hear, "Okay. Game's on." The lights go out, not on that floor, but in that room. But then the darkness itself, it's like it becomes a physical thing, and it just starts being leached into that drawing that was under the body. The bones become blanketed in it like it's flesh. And the people in this room seem freaked the fuck out. They start pressing up against the walls, they're reaching for weapons. It starts to stand. And in
Can
that,
I was like, can I move when it starts to stand?
I'll say one last thing. Starts to raise. And in that moment, when it looks at you, you see it looks at you with one red eye. And we're going to call the session there. Yeah, so sorry about that. We will be picking up where we will be picking up here in next session. But thank you everybody for watching. This has been really, really fun on my end, at least. May have been a little bit of trauma, may have been a little bit of oh no on the other end, but we're gonna go through the list of everybody and we're gonna get everybody to tell you where they're gonna be next. I'll obviously go last. Let's start with Dani.
Hi, I'm Dani, or Dani's Corner at Animated Pizza on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter or as just pre-format. Okay. You can also find me streaming on my own channel, Dani's Corner. And on Neon Lights Roleplay for Stardust Ghosts, anime mecha game where I play Zima, our little sort of human person who is trying to figure out what it means to be human and is emoting a little well, and trauma more though. And yeah, that's it for me. And I would like to end off with the note saying I've been watching Jesse like bounce knowingly for the past 5 minutes. And it's sort of like I don't know what's going on, but I feel like I know that you know that there's something going on, and that's horrifying. Continue on with your day. Thank you.
Speaking of Jesse, we're gonna throw to you next.
I'll be very clear right now. I've been making expressions because I am realizing things about my character making said decision just now in multiple new facets. New heights have been reached in my view of this character. Anyway, my name is Jesse. I'm one half of Jacqueline Hair on Twitch and on Etsy. If you want to go check out our gamer nerdy merch and stuff like that, come on our Etsy store. If you want to watch things from the Flood, Tales from the Loop, as we play an alternate universe of a previously completed campaign, come to the Twitch channel. And that's all I got.
B.
This was a delightfully spooky night. So thank you for that vibe. The energy was just excellent. Hello all, I am B Zelda, they, them. You can find me on social media general as BZelda_. I am a TTRPG streamer, performer. I am a podcaster, a local advocate, and I'm currently the community manager for Kitten Cup Studio. And if you like cats and tea, wishlist the game on Steam because it's coming out soon.
And Morgan.
Hello, I'm Aubrey. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Mad Queen Cosplay. You can also find me over on Queen's Court Games as the technical director. I have got some really cool stuff coming out. It's either out or coming out, depending on when this airs. So go check that out. I am also the GM and wear many hats over at Goblets and Gaze. We are finishing up our very first Pathfinder campaign in probably the next couple of months. It is a wild time. Go check it out. And anything else I do, you can go check it out on my Twitter. I'll have links to everything.
And I accidentally said Morgan, your character's name, instead of
That's
your
fine.
name, and I'm very sorry.
You're fine.
Hi, I've been Petra Skelton. It's been a delight to run this session. You can find me at Pre-Apocalypse on Itch, on Twitter, Tumblr, probably Blue Sky. It's wherever social media is found. I have a story coming out in the Luminescent Machinations Mecha anthology from Neon Hemlock. That's called This Dying Beast That Lies Between Us, that I'm very excited to be out in the world. And probably shortly after this is out, I'm producing a live in-studio Avatar Legends game in association with Magpie Games. So that'll be really fun. Otherwise, it's been an absolute delight to play with all of you tonight and to get to share this game with all of you. So we'll see you next time, and hopefully they make it to the next episode. Bye!